For Saturday, you not being able to Skype into the Christmas crackers at Mick Phillips' house, but for technical reasons, it would have been nice to link up with you then. But I'll post this on the Adelaide Chelsea supporters page instead. And congratulations for Saturday at the Hull game, being introduced to the crowd at half time. So how did that feel?
Once again, good morning to all and everyone in Australia. Saturday's game against Hull, it wasn't impressive, but a win is a win. But to be invited on the pitch again and to be remembered is always an emotional thing for me. That was beyond Neil Barnett's help. To walk around the pitch, I kind of get nervous, obviously, not knowing the reactions from the fans, but they were just brilliant, so great, shouted me out, clapped me, applauded me. It was so comfortable just to receive that kind of warmth anytime at Chelsea. The history's there with them, I love them to death, and that's it for me really. Being a Chelsea Blue and ex-player, it helps, and I would continue with that. So yeah, it was tremendous.
You say it sounded like you got a great reaction. Do you ever get negative reactions still?
No, never. To be honest, I now get people coming to me and apologising. That's even funny because when you come to a stranger comes to you and apologises, and you're asking why, and then they're being honest by telling me I used to racially abuse you when you was here. It's something I look at with amazement. Ooh. But what can I say? The person's bigger, you know what I mean? He's took the responsibility to come here to apologise and to show me that he's now has his kids and he makes sure he teaches them what racism is and the effect it causes. And yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's great, it's great.
Yeah, good stuff. We were chatting obviously at the Christmas crackers, and it's funny how a few of the guys came to your book by fans of other clubs, like Tottenham fans, and said, yeah, you got to read this book, it's such a good book. So it's not just Chelsea fans that have resonated with the story. Do you get that quite a lot?
No, that you've just told me the first time. It's funny because, alright, you always seem to have had that connection. Obviously you played for Chelsea, so you'd think any autobiography would be about Chelsea as such. It's not generally about football. It's about my growing ups. It's about my lows and my highs. So anybody, you know what I mean, it could be life expected. They can accept it and can relate to it, to be honest. So when you're saying that from other fans are reading it, I'm kind of shocked there. But you know what I mean. But that's nice.
How are you physically at the moment? You look fit and well.
As we talk now, my immune system is low. I'm suffering from flu. I've had this since last week, Thursday, to be honest. Trying to get rid of it. The reason why, I don't know if you know, I've got a special screening today, which is of my new documentary, and that's being shown. Just as you know, some friends, some family members, as well as media. So my life story, which has been shown today. So I need to be fully 100% as such. But hopefully you in Australia will see it. We're trying to get it out for producers, should I say, to take note. But yeah, with obviously having Hodgkinson's, my immune system is pretty low, so therefore catching colds, it comes quite easy for me. And I just have to make sure I keep my energy levels up, trying to keep my vitamins as well. But on that note, don't get me wrong, what we was discussing about homelessness, yes, it's something that it comes deep to me because even now, here in England, it's cold. It's pretty cold. And my thoughts are for those homeless who's outside, haven't got nowhere to, you know what I mean, to sleep, and they're on the street. You can just imagine how it is. And, you know what I mean, my thoughts just goes deeply of how they're feeling and what can we do to help. And it's not like we don't have money in here in England. We do. I can't see why we can't be helping these people at all. It hurts. It does really hurt. And the thought of thinking that, yeah, it keeps constantly in my mind.
You're saying you're going to your screening today, so the documentary's finished, is it? Or
the documentary's finished now. Yeah, it took a little while. The likes of the comedian Ahmed, Eddie Newton, Dewberry, Trevor Nelson. Who do we have in there? God, we had a couple of ex-players, Pat Niven, you know, all given their time and interviews, recognising and, you know, remembering me, and that was really nice for what they were saying about me as well. But I don't want to give it away. When it comes, I'll try to get a link down to you lads down in Australia, so that will be something for you all to look forward to.
It should be ready, available by March, should it?
I hope so. I really do. I think the TV producers who are interested in, they want, and I'm just saying this offhand, would like to show it maybe before a Champions League game, but we don't know. I'm just saying that, hopefully. Well,
all the best with that. It sounds great. Can't wait for that to come out. It's not long now, March, you're coming out to Australia for the first time you've been on a 20-hour flight as well as... and we're all looking forward to coming into Adelaide first, and Andy Reimer is first up looking after you, and then you're flying over to meet Gareth and the guys in Sydney. I think you're in Sydney for a few days, and then down to Melbourne with Russ, seeing the Cricket World Cup final, which should be good.
Oh my lord.
And then over to Perth.
I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Russ.
Yeah, that's a cool one. That'd be really good. And then over to finish off in Perth with about 5 days in Perth, which will be really nice, and the National Chelsea event. So you catch up. What are you most looking forward to about coming out to Australia?
I'll tell you what. Obviously, like you just said, first time being in Australia, a bit wary. I don't know. Well, it was so weary because like Australia wasn't known that. I'm going to be honest, a black person to go over there, and I was wary about it. It's obviously now changed, like the whole world has changed. Obviously your invitation, and it's not just about me coming to visit, it's me coming and sharing, and I hope some people can take note of that as well. I didn't know there was so much Chelsea fan base obviously in Australia, to my surprise, so that'd be nice to meet them as well. But to meet such a lovely island that I keep hearing about. I'm going to be a bit wary about the heat. You might think I like heat, but I don't like the heat.
You're not used to it.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not used to it. Trust me. Yeah, looking at the taste, the delicacy of the food. Oh, I love my food, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, to meet some nice people, to be honest. That's what it's about for me, and hopefully to make new friends as I'm making friends with you, and we'll see from there. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward. I can't wait for March to just skip in right now, really, to start this all off. So tell the boys, I'm really looking forward to coming down, meeting you all, and having some good fun.
Most of the Adelaide Chelsea fans tend to be from around your era of the 80s. Some of the other groups, I think particularly the Sydney group, are probably younger. Are you also looking forward to talking to the younger sort of Chelsea fans, the Australian people who weren't brought up on English football?
The older generation obviously set their cues by explaining obviously who I am. But yeah, talking to the youngsters and sharing the history of Chelsea, how it was before. That's not going to stop me at all. That, you know what I mean? Yes, they support Chelsea now. The version of it is, and it's a great version of the players of today. But there is a history of Chelsea, and that's what they need to know as well. From they understand that, they can see the reason where I'm coming from. So hopefully they'll understand.
Yeah. Just on that note, obviously sad that John Neal passed away last week. I know he meant a lot to you and your career.
You know what? He did thoroughly. He gave me my chance at a difficult period, a difficult time, and he stuck by me. It was such a case that to hear a loss of such a good man, yeah, it did mean a lot. It did affect me a little, see him before he went. I tried to get an interview for my documentary, but he was a bit apparently too ill. But I did get to meet his two granddaughters on the Tottenham game. They were great because they had stories to tell me. John was telling them about me, and that was nice. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to the funeral the following Thursday, but I met them on the Wednesday because I was working with Chelsea's education department. But hopefully he went well, and I know that he would have had a lot of friends there, obviously, to send him off. So yeah, he's there. He's watching over us now. So you know what I mean. All the very best.
Obviously, you know, it wasn't just the fans, but the sort of club at Chelsea back in the 80s. Yeah, you could be forgiven for not having the affection that you do for it, but you seem to be spending a lot more time at Stamford Bridge and more sort of involved officially with the club now. Is that the case?
I suppose because of my connection, I work at the club as well as my foundation. I work on the education department, Chelsea's education, and we're talking to kids from primary right then secondary needs program. So it does help being connected with Chelsea still. And it's nice to be remembered, as I keep saying. And me having this involvement lets me to know that my input is valued, obviously, at the club, and may continue, don't get me wrong. And still supporting and loving the club. That's the main thing about it as well. I can't go anywhere else. Where can I go? It's got to be Chelsea. Well, don't get me wrong, it's exciting. Obviously, when you see Chelsea up there amongst the greats, up there amongst the best, it's always good. Josie's come back. He's got the players he's wanted, and they're doing the best. The position we're in is great. It was never going to be easy, and no matter how such a good start we had, I've been unbeaten. Don't care. It was never going to be easy. Still fair about Man City. Man United are now starting to find some wins. So, you know, yeah, we've got to look at it being in Champions League, and this is the thing about it. Got to understand it's a very long season, and not just what we're in the Premier or Champions League. There's so many games, the FA Cup, the Milk Cup. There's so many games we have to play, and the players that have to adjust. It's pretty hard. You've got to realise it's pretty hard for every individual. So let's hope that Josie can, you know what I mean, change things, change the team as such, and giving everybody player a game, don't get me wrong, when they have to. As I said, it's a very long season, and the legs really got.
Just on that point, to some of the younger Chelsea fans here who obviously idolise the likes of Hazard and Oscar and those sorts of players, and Fabregas, who's having a great season. What's your opinion of a player like John Obi Mikel? I've got to say that because he gets a lot of stick from certain quarters.
You see, everybody has their position. Everybody's got a job to do, and Josie knows who to pick for which game. Now, all right, Fabregas was suspended for Saturday. OBL, he sat in behind or in front of the back four, and he does a job. As much as you don't think he doesn't, he does a job. And we think that we've got so many players now, we have a choice. But it's what he does for us for that game, that particular game. If there was anything else, Josie would have picked somebody else to say for that individual game. He does what he does. If it's a changer we want, he'll take him off. He'll bring on the next player. We have those individual players now. At one time, we didn't. So, you know what I mean? You've got to keep faith with him. I don't get me wrong. I don't like anybody being booed. Because if he wasn't good enough, he wouldn't be here. Simple as. You know what I mean? And the manager's got faith in him. So keep supporting him. You've got to support the team. And if he does all right, I'm not saying he has a bad game every now and then. Most players, you know what I mean, anybody could have a bad game. So what? Does that make he's rubbish? No, it doesn't. So, you know what I mean? You're supporting the team. Support the team. It's not individual. We support as a team. Yeah. That's how I see it.
Excellent. All right, well, that's a great place to end on. So thanks for your time. I'll let you get on and get spruced up
No
for your for your premiere of your documentary.
It's still early yet, can't wait. But I'm just having my coffee. Thank you. I'll get to drink that now. As I said, I'm looking forward to coming down in March. Thank you, Michael, once again for inviting me, and for all you boys who are having my steak, my shrimp, my oyster ready. Have it ready. I'm coming down soon. This is Canner's DFC. Okay.
And is the rumor true that brandy is your favourite tipple?
I do love a little brandy. It is rumoured. The real brandy, mind you, not no watered down brandy.
we'll get it on order, mate. Okay, have a very good Christmas.
You too.
And thanks for your time.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you, and hopefully the very best for the new year. See you lot soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Cheers, Gunners. Bye.